So the last few thoughts I want to leave you with before we move on from this area of growing your business is planning for the future and thinking about the future. The trouble is, you can get so caught up with the day-to-day work of dealing with clients and all their problems and the challenges of keeping up to date with the latest web techniques that we don't spend enough time to think about the future of our businesses. We need to be really careful that we plan our businesses properly and we always are looking ahead to the next step. It's also really important to stay focused and not to overstretch ourselves. That we can get so ambitious with our plans sometimes and start so many different things that we never follow through. So there is a balance to be struck here with planning for the future, trying new stuff, but also not overstretching ourselves. The key here is to set aside regular time to think strategically about where we're going with our business. It's so hard to do, but so incredibly important. So let's take a moment to consider how we go about setting aside that time and what we do with that time when we have it. The first piece of advice I would provide is consider getting an outside perspective. At our company, we have a non-executive director that is not involved in the day-to-day work of our web design agency at all. Instead, we get him in to provide a fresh perspective. This has a couple of benefits. First of all, it means that there are designated times when he is coming in that we have to stop day-to-day work and think strategically about the future direction of the company. The second benefit is he encourages us to think in ways that we've never thought before. Because he's outside of the business, he provides a perspective that we can never have as somebody that works day-to-day in the business. He provides that different perspective you need. And you need to find somebody that does view the world very differently to you. For example, the person that we have as our non-executive director, he's used to working with companies that have an exit strategy, that build up and then they're sold off by the owners. So we are very different for him because we run a lifestyle business. But he's constantly challenging us to maybe be more ambitious in our plans for the business. So having someone with a different perspective is hugely useful. Another piece of advice when it comes to planning for the future is to stay flexible. It's so easy to get entrenched in ways of working. And so you always need to keep an eye out and ask yourself, are the things that I've done in the past still relevant in the future? For example, it's so easy to get so deeply entrenched with a particular technology or a particular way of working that when something new and radical comes along, it's too much for us to cope with. Maintaining that flexibility is the secret to running a successful business long term. You also need to be willing to take calculated risks. We've done so many things as a company where we've tried new areas, where we've branched out into different directions. Some of those have succeeded, but I have to be honest, a lot of them have failed. And you need to do it anyway. Don't let failure demoralize you. Make sure you've got good cash reserves behind you to support you when you do make mistakes, and you'll be fine. Winston Churchill said the best quote that I love more than anything else, and I apply it every day when I think about growing my business. The quote was, "Success is going from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm."